Shell is a worldwide company. It's one of the biggest international oil, gas and petrochemicals companies in the world. We are operating in 80 countries. We have 90,000 staff. We have got more than 300,000 staff serving on our forecourts and our shops in the retail sites. We have 43,000 of them in the world. And we have also some 500,000 contractors every day working on our projects. We are investing between $30 and $32 billion of gross capital investments every year. We're achieving in 2011 $480 billion of revenues, and we had a profit of some $28 billion of earnings. Contributing to the Shell value, we have a lot of different businesses. On the one side, businesses which deal with customers at the retail sites, and on the other side, we are a business which really builds some of the most complex and biggest projects in the world. And actually, to deliver that, we need a legal function which can operate at a very local level, but can also operate at a very global level, and therefore needs to be a business partner. And that's exactly what Shell Legal is. And that's where a person like Peter Rees, with his caliber, his energy, his experience, is absolutely vital to deliver what we need as Shell from a global legal team.
The most important thing from the perspective, I believe, of an in-house legal team is we need to be fully aligned with the business.
Peter came in January 2011. He's part of the executive committee, he's part of my direct leadership team. And as such, he came in and started to further streamline the global legal team. And at the same time, he also built up a global litigation team.
He's taken what you might even consider a number of disparate legal departments around the world, one in the US, one in this part of Asia and so forth, and he's really created a global legal group in Shell. Kind of a different way of looking at it, and I think a much more aligned and better way to operate.
The Global Litigation Organisation at Shell is a cross-syndicate function. We were set up officially as of the 1st of May this year, and we cover the disputes that arise right across the organisation in Shell.
We are comprised of about 70 lawyers located in 15 countries. We're supported by a team of another 45 professionals, and we manage a caseload of probably well over 10,000 cases. Some of the highest legal and reputational risk that Shell faces on a day-to-day basis.
The legal department operates as one team. It's not the litigators, separate from the business lawyers, separate from anybody else. We're all one team.
One of the tasks of the new Global Litigation Organisation is to ensure that in each case a proper, thorough case assessment is done at the beginning. And as part of that case assessment, we are required to consider whether mediation is appropriate. And Peter's really spearheaded that process.
Peter believes that litigation is not an end in itself, understands that we're here to achieve the objectives of the business, and as a result is a great champion of us seeking out and using various alternative dispute resolution methods, all with the help of an organization such as CPR.
The CPR corporate pledge is very important to Shell because it illustrates Shell's commitment to alternative dispute resolution.
One of the benefits of using ADR, and in particular mediation, is to get the parties around the table, to get them talking.
We use the principles of ADR in our work in Alaska from the very beginning, starting with engagements with the community, listening to their concerns and resolving those concerns before we began operations.
It's critical as a tool to help us save costs, reach the right outcome, and do so in a timely manner.
Our litigators rely on alternative dispute resolution practices and tactics on a daily basis. It's almost second nature for us.
I think the reason why that's such a good fit for us is we're a company that likes transparency, and we take a very principled approach to things. And I think when you think about mediation and arbitration and alternative methods like that, that's very conducive for a company that's transparent and principled.
Peter Rees has always been a champion of ADR, and I saw him use ADR so effectively while he was here with us at Debevoise. Peter drafted very complex and very effective dispute resolution clauses with respect to the CERN project, the massive particle accelerator outside of Geneva. So that just shows the sophistication with which Peter works.
CERN is an international organization devoted to scientific research.
As external counsel, Peter's role was to help us not just to draft the contracts, but also to accompany us in trying to find solutions that were best suited for our purpose.
One of the issues, for example, which he helped us with was a dispute resolution panel system.
He came with a proposal for a team of adjudicators, we've called them, of purely technical background, who would come every 3 months to the site here. And in addition, when there would be a dispute coming up, these adjudicators would be flown in immediately.
The decisions made by the panel were accepted by both parties, so when the contracts ended, it was closed, finished, done. No legal objections, no further claims, nothing. And I think that's something extraordinary.
I'm a great believer in teamwork. I very much believe that if you put people together and use their strengths, then you can overcome individual weaknesses and make a team a much better sum of parts.
Peter has worked incredibly hard to get to know every lawyer within Shell, to bring us together as a team, to eliminate boundaries and silos and get us to collaborate, communicate and coordinate in everything that we do.
Peter's pragmatism is important, and that helps foster a continued reliance on alternate dispute resolutions. It's also evident in how Peter organized our legal function and in the legal strategy that he set forth for our group.
Peter Rees has a vision that Shell will be the best corporate legal department in the world.
He's not only a great legal mind, which is an absolute requirement for what he does, but he's also a very good business person, and he's a very strong leader.
He's very smart, sometimes even annoyingly smart, because he always knows to ask questions that you wish you thought about yourself, but you didn't.
How does Peter work? With the energy of a Red Bull and the memory of an elephant.
I think it's excellent that Peter is being honored tonight by the CPR, because since he joined Shell, he has done so much to encourage his internal lawyers and his outside counsel to work towards effective early dispute resolution of cases.
I think he deserves the award because he is an excellent communicator.
So he brings so much more to the table than your average lawyer, I would say.
He's very smart. He's decisive, and he's very pragmatic, and I think those characteristics serve him well.
I really appreciate his strategic thinking on the one side, but also a sufficient detailed knowledge and approach on the other side.
Because he is the leader of the legal department at such an important worldwide company as Shell, his actions at Shell are going to have a broad impact on corporations around the world.